Every day, boys, start off the day with a jug of coffee. Every day, genuinely. Every day, start your day with a jug of coffee and 4 eggs for breakfast with some bagels, or, this morning I had 4 eggs, 2 bagels, and some tomatoes for breakfast. And a jug worth of coffee. This is the perfect way to start your morning, in my opinion. It's the best. Every single day I do this, without fail. I've probably been doing this now for, I'd say, pushing 2 or 3 years now. I've been doing this every day. Wake up, minimum 2 eggs, and a bagel. But some days I'm more hungry than others. Some days, I just want to, wow, that light is pretty sick. Some days, I just want to eat more. Some days I don't. But start your day genuinely with eggs and a big jug of coffee. And that is the best way to kickstart the brain, especially if you've got a little bit of fog going on up here. You're not fully switched on. Best way to start your day. I was thinking, since I turned 18, which is 3 years ago now, when my brain probably came into some sort of existence, prior to actually getting into, college or sixth form or university, I was not really switched on. It was almost like a part of my brain just wasn't fully ticking. It wasn't working properly. And it's only been within the last couple years that my brain has actually switched on. The cogs have started firing, and I've actually started sorting out my life a little bit and actually doing stuff that can somewhat benefit me. But prior to that, in school, secondary school, primary school, secondary school, I was a little shit. I was messing around, just being a little bit of a rebel. But I feel like that was my inner spirit, telling me something that, at school, I was always just not, I was academically smart. I could get the grades, but I never applied myself. And I see the same patterns occurring at university now that I'm doing. The same patterns occur. I don't go to my lectures, but I'm working on my business instead. But doing stuff that kind of, to the normal person and to society, and these expectations that are put onto you, it looks like you're messing up. It looks like you are not doing the things that you need to be doing. But even since I was young, in secondary school, I was a little shit. I was messing around, getting in all sorts of trouble, back chatting with the teachers, had school, a school card, what's it called, a card where I had to take it to the bloody head of year to get them to, sign it off at the end of the day to make sure that Ben's been a good boy throughout the day. All those shit, honestly. And then, secondary school, moved schools went into a private school where, great school, can't fault it at all. But then I'm still, kind of messing around, not in the right crowds, kind of just, not fully focused and knuckling down. And then even in classes as well, just pissing about a bit, just not fully, switched on and applying myself. But academically smart and more than capable of actually achieving the grades, which doesn't make sense really. But I think that's, due to when I was in school, not putting my hand up at all in class, or I had the answers in my head. I had the right answers in my head, And when a question was asked, I would know the answer. I still do this now to this day. It's so weird. I still have I have the answers in my head, but don't say anything, and almost let other people answer. And then I'm like, ha, I knew it was that. Like, fucking, well done, mate. But like, I feel like that is because nowadays everybody is just so attached to their screens. They're so used to being able to sit behind a screen, hide their face, not put themselves out there into the world to actually create an impact or actually go out there and put their stamp on the world. Like when I was in secondary school, I was playing video games, probably went through stages throughout summer where I was playing video games 12, 15 hour days. Like I was playing Fortnite, absolutely smashing that out. Like thought I was going to go pro at one point. Obviously didn't turn out, and I just resorted to books instead. But like thought I was going to go pro at one point. I was like absolutely smashing it out, trying to, you know, do all these tournaments and just playing so much. Probably got like 10,000 hours on that game. But that fact that I was just hiding behind a screen, not being like a kind of leader, but not putting myself out there into the world, hiding behind a screen, then kind of affected me in school because, you know, I'm not putting my hand up. I have the answers, but I don't have the confidence. I'm like this, kind of holding my hand up like this, you know, like don't pick me, but I know what I can say, but I know the answer, but don't pick me, please. Fuck that, man. But then coming into, you know, secondary school, finished that, went into A-levels, dropped out of A-levels because I didn't want to sit the exams and I thought it's just a bit, didn't really enjoy it, to be fair. And then went into college, and it's easy in college because, you know, you don't have to do anything really. It's just easy. It's like you just have to sit some assignments and do the work, and basically then, you know, you just sat behind a screen again. You just sat behind a fucking screen. And then, you know, I've gone into A-levels, finished them with my at college, and then moved into university, where once again I'm sat behind a screen, not doing anything. I'm just, it's easy to just sit behind a screen, just not actually putting yourself out there. And, you know, everybody's like this. Everybody is in a situation where they're not putting themselves out there into the world, making a difference. Like right now, I'm working in retail. I've been working in retail for 5 years. The first ever job that I got was working in retail. And when I first joined that job, I was shit scared. Talking to people, I get an item on the counter, yeah, and I'd pass it to them. I didn't even really know what to say. I'd just like say the price and then just basically just get them to go. But like throughout the 5 years of working in retail, I probably serve 300 people a day. You think about that over 5 years of doing that 3-4 times a week. That's thousands of interactions with individuals, different people, different kinds of people, all, you know, range of people from all around the world, even just in a little town that I live in the UK. And, you know, these social interactions is what pushes you outside of your comfort zone and actually forces you to actually take a leap of faith into finding out what you have within yourself and actually working out what you're good at. Now, these skills that I once had, this kind of drive within me to play video games all day and crush it on Fortnite, that work ethic was in me at a young age. That was a glimmer of what to expect when I was my age now and probably later on in life. Like then kind of passion and that drive to succeed has then kind of got crushed a little bit in secondary school, and I felt a bit lost. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself because, you know, I stopped playing video games, stopped playing Fortnite as much, and stopped kind of having that kind of focus. But then that kind of drifted into something. I started going out raving and getting into all kinds of trouble, like doing drugs and stuff, and kind of got distracted and brought off this path that I was on. Now, you know, now that when my conscious came into some sort of existence, when I turned about 19, 20, 21, majorly in the last couple years, but fucking now it's crazy. But like that now is channeled into me now wanting to just become extremely successful and start a business and get extremely rich. Oh, this sun is beautiful. So, you know, everybody nowadays, you look around and you see, like, I'll go on the train to university today and I'll pick up my book, and I will consciously try not to go on my phone as much as possible. I need to shave. I'll consciously not go on my phone as much as possible, because if you're not consciously aware that you're going on your phone all the time, then you're just going to pick it up. If it's sat in your pocket the entire time, it's there, literally there, right by your fucking waist. And if you feel it vibrate, it's like zzz, and you instantly check it and you're like, oh, who's messaged me? I've got to look. And it's just like you're scratching for that bloody dopamine to make sure that constantly you're seeing stuff pop up in your feed. Bloody Dubai's getting bombed. There's wars are going on. Like, all of it is just a distraction. This is the enemy. It's the enemy of society, of man, of everybody in general, especially for men, because as men, we are, you know, if we look back 1,000 years ago to the times of Genghis Khan and Marcus Aurelius and all these people that like went out there and fucking did something with themselves in order to seek some sort of wisdom and knowledge in this world, they would have to get on their horse, fucking, and then actually have to start traveling across the lands, seeking to find wisdom and knowledge. But nowadays, we can just, in the second of an instance, ask Siri, hey mate, what's the answer for this? Or ChatGPT, what's the answer for all this? And we don't actually have to go out there and work it out for ourselves. And if we're constantly hiding behind a screen, not actually seeking to actually find out the answers for ourselves, put ourselves out there and actually, you know, put ourselves in sort of situations that force us to grow, then we're going to stay comfortable and not in a position that's actually forcing us to actually expand as individuals and grow as human beings. And especially as men, we are genetically hardwired to actually go out there and fucking like crush it and actually do stuff with ourselves. And you might be asking, why should I listen to some guy that's got some shitty fucking tumbleweed beard on him that's like needs to be shaved? But like, I'm no different to you guys, but I just go out there and actually make shit happen. Like, that is the greatest thing that we have, is the fact that we can go out there as men and there's genuinely nothing stopping us. There's nothing stopping us from going out there and actually taking action on the world and putting our footprint out there into the world, into the atmosphere, and actually doing something with ourselves. Now, yeah, obviously there's sacrifices that you have to make. You might not be able to go see your friends as often. You might not, you know, be able to sit there, play video games all day, and, you know, you might have to sacrifice some things. But if you look at the bigger picture of what you're actually going out there and doing, it's 100% worth it. Because if you're putting in the work now, at a young age, putting in the work, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, then at the end of the day, come 10, 20 years down the line, it all compounds. And from what I've read and, you know, what I've looked around, if you just have to look at the average person, that I see it all the time, people that come in my shop and they're, you ask them how they are, and it's just like, it's just another day. It's just, oh yeah, working once again, bloody hell, working, yeah, what a shit week. But that is just people that settle for mediocrity. They are just settling for a life that makes them comfortable and happy, and then they go, oh yeah, once again, shit day at work. Oh bloody hell, weather's pretty shit today. Do you not have anything else to say about your life? Like, do you not have anything else going for you that fucking fires you up on the day, that makes you want to go out there and actually do shit? Like, if you're constantly just saying, oh yeah, shit life, then that is literally repeating to your brain, and you're just confirming the existence that you live in currently. Now, I'm no fucking philosopher, and I'm not some genius, but I can pretty easily pick out that if you're saying to yourself on a daily basis, oh, another day is fucking shit, I don't like my job, then that is literally, you're confirming to yourself the exact existence that you're in. Now, it only takes a switch in how you see the world and perceive things that you're actually taking in to then, you know, if somebody sort of asked me how my day is, no matter how shit it is, I would be able to pick out something great. My coffee, for example, that is the best thing for my day currently, that I've woken up, I'm able to breathe and be happy and have my eggs and have a jug of coffee. That's fucking great. I'm in a great mood already. And only small things, if you can pick out such a small thing like this, the big things make even bigger impacts in your world and your mood and how you perceive the world. And the sun's out today. It's March, it's starting to get warmer. You know, if you're not picking out these small things in your world and what's going on around you, because I guarantee you, if you're in some sort of Western country, you live in, you breathe in, you've got food in your belly, your life isn't that bad, man. Like, there's people in Israel and shit, and their houses are literally getting bombed. Like, there's no way that, you know, your life is that bad. And I literally have, it's not focusing. I literally have Memento Mori tattooed on my arm for a reason, for a solid reason. Obviously, this is my father's date of birth, but Memento Mori means remember we must die. Because at the end of the day, life is short and we're not here forever. And, you know, if you're not putting your, if you're not putting your foot down into the world, fucking putting your signal out there into the fucking world, showing to people, taking on some sort of responsibility upon your life, then life will just happen to you, not the other way around. You will not be like, life will just happen to you. And then that is how you fall into these traps of the people that are going, it's just another day, it's shit. Like, always blaming the external for how they feel, rather than looking internally, finding stuff good within you, because I guarantee you there is. Everybody has their God-given gift that makes them who they are. They have their own strengths, their own abilities that can make them succeed in whatever avenue that is, especially nowadays. Nowadays, we have, like I mentioned, we have the internet at our fingertips. We have all the information that we need in order to go out there and actually succeed. There is no reason why not. You cannot put your impact on the world and basically make shit happen. Because at the end of the day, we're men. We have free will. We can do what we want. There's nobody stopping us. We have to get out of this mentality that we develop throughout the first 18 years of our life, where we're getting told when to put up our hands, when to speak, whether we're allowed to go to the toilet or not, or what time, a deadline, or all these things, deadlines, whether we're allowed to go to the toilet, whether we can put up our hand. All these things are told to us when we're young, and then that is how we see the world coming into actual young adolescence and going into our adulthood. And that is not how it is in the actual world. In actually going out there and doing something, you don't have to put up your hand. You can go out there and actually do shit and make shit happen without anybody telling you what to do. You don't have to ask for your parents' permission. You don't have to ask for your boss's permission. You can leave a job that is not serving you. Like for me personally, the job I'm in currently does not serve me anymore. And I've been working my arse off for the last 5-6 months to make sure that I'm now in a position in order to quit this job and say bye-bye. I don't need you anymore. I'm a free man. I can do what I want. I can leave this job. I don't have to consider the risk of dropping out and seeing it as a bad thing, because I know I have faith within my own abilities that I can just leave. And if you're not going out there, putting your own impact into the world, doing stuff for your own sake, then you're just going to feel trapped. You're going to feel like you have nothing going for you. You're going to have anxiety about the world and how people perceive you, because you're not building this inner strength within you. Because if you go through hardship and you go through shit in this life, then you will know that that builds the courage, and it builds the self-belief and the competence and the ability and the confidence within yourself to know exactly that you are the shit. You're the man that goes out there, puts his impact on the world, and actually does shit. I've got a lot out there. That was a good one. Lads, it's been a pleasure. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Don't be a silly goose and just sit in the lake of misery thinking that, you know, you can't go out there and make shit happen, because you definitely can. You can go out there, you can do what you want. There is nothing stopping you. There is literally nothing stopping you from going out there and seek to put yourself in positions that challenge you and show and like uncover the cracks of your personality and your flaws and what your weaknesses are. Because within the weaknesses, that's where you become strong. Putting your hand up and voicing your own opinion when in the back of your mind is saying to you to not do that. That is where true growth comes from, because they're the things within you that make you uncomfortable, and that is where the growth comes from, because you're pushing that fucking little fucker down, saying, no sir, not today, little devil. I'm the one in charge. I'm the one that steps up, makes shit happen, and actually goes ahead and like makes an impact in the world. So fellas, it's been a good one. I'll see you soon.